Do you have thin hair, or is your hair density making your hair to appear thin? In this video, we look at hair density, what it is, how to measure it, and how to care for your hair according to your hair density. So, what is hair density? Individual hair per square inch on your scalp, you see. So if I have to put it in simple English, it basically means, how many hair you have on your head. Yes, that is what density is. So before we look at the types of density there are, we have to look at something that goes basically hand in hand with hair density, which is hair, texture. What is the texture of your hair? You shouldn't confuse texture with how your hair feels. You see, I have my wig here. So don't think about because if I feel my weave hair, it's more like it's fine. As you can see, it's fine, but the density is a very high density. So think about your hair thickness as how thick its strand. You see the strand of my weave, it's very thin. It's very thin. You see, so that is what hair texture is. The types of texture there are fine hair, which is very fine, like the texture of the weave hair. And then there are medium hair. Medium hair, is like if I have to put a medium hair against a thread, it's basically the same size as a thread. And then with thick hair, the width of the strand is gonna be thicker than that of the thread, you see. So that is the difference between texture, you see, and density. So now that you understand what texture is, we're gonna look at density. You'll understand density better if you go and take two different people. One has low density hair and the other person has high density hair, and then you measure a section of hair the exact same size. You'll find that a person with low density hair, the block, that square inch of hair might look less than the person who has high density hair. That square inch of hair might look like there's a lot of hair, you see. So that better explains density. Must think about your hair, how your hair looks like, how the whole hair on your hair looks like. Does it look more like thin, or does it more look like thick, you see. So the different types of density that there are is low density. With low density, it basically means that if you take a square inch on your head, you will see fewer hair, you see, which basically means your scalp is very visible. And then with a person who has high density hair, if you go and take the exact same square inch on their head, go and measure the exact same square inch of their head, their hair will somehow, you won't really see, you'll barely see the scalp, you see. And then a person who has high density hair, you do the exact same thing, the exact same section, you'll find that their hair will have a lot, that section will have a lot of hair. So those are the three types of density: low density, medium density, and high density. You see, just remember that no density is better than the other. We all have beautiful hair. And then you will find that a person who has thin hair will have high density hair, and a person who has thick hair will also have high density hair, but vice versa. A person who has thin hair has also low density hair, and a person who has thick hair has low density hair. It just goes about the density of your hair, how many hair you have on your scalp. And density is a thing that's genetic. So if both your parents have high density hair, so of course you will also have high density hair. you see. So we're gonna look at how to measure, your hair density. So to measure your hair density, it goes about measuring, your hair's measuring the width of all your hair. Think about it like this. If you put your hair in a ponytail, you see, you find that, for example, let's see what if we have to put you see, if I put it in a ponytail, you see, I didn't blow dry the hair out, I just washed it yesterday. So you see, we put it in a ponytail. It's about this, the width of the ponytail, you see. We put it in a ponytail, it comes out very thick, you see. So to measure, your density, if the width, measures under 2 inches, you have low density hair. So if this measures about 2 to 3 inches, then you have medium density hair. But this, I feel like it's more like on the thick side, you see. So if you have, for example, high density hair, then it means the width of your ponytail will measure 4 inches or more, you see. So that is how you can go about measuring your hair density. That's like the first way for you to measure your density, by looking at the width of your ponytail, you see. Because the thing with our hair, especially textured hair, especially with the next test that we are going to do with our textured hair, it's like when it shrinks up, our hair, it all looks like we have high density hair. It looks like we have a lot of hair, you see. But when you go and blow it out, and then this is like the second way you can measure your density. When you blow your hair out, you just part your hair. You just part your hair to this, you just section your hair to the side, you see. And then if you can see your scalp very visibly, you see, you just part your hair and you can see your scalp, it means that you have low density hair. But if you part your hair but you can't really see the scalp at all, you see, it's like you find it hard to see your scalp, then you have high density hair. But if it's like somewhere in between, you see, you can see it to a degree, yes, then you have your hair density, is very important, because your hair density, it will help you to find the right styles and also the right haircut for your hair. Because think about it like this: if you have low density hair and you have fine hair and it's low density, then you can do hairstyles that are heavy, you see, because it's gonna weigh your hair down, which can cause breakage. Have you ever noticed like that the hair around our edges, especially, you see, especially here by the edges and also by the sides, the density there is usually on the low side, but here by the middle of our hair, the density is, it's high density. And with cut, think about it: if you have, high density hair and it's also thick, you go and do a hairstyle that's meant for someone with, low density hair, you see, which means with people with low density hair, they usually lack volume, in the hair. So imagine you already have a lot of volume and you do a hairstyle that's meant for low density people. And also, like, density impacts the volume and also the shape of your hair, you see. So as you know, people with low density hair, they lack volume, you see, and also like they'll find it hard, to put shape to their hair. Also, by knowing your density, porosity, and also your curl type, you will be able to find the right hair products for your hair and also know which products to avoid. So we're gonna move on to how to care, for your hair based on your density. So with low density hair, you see, think about it as if with low density hair, the right hair product, for your hair will be light hair product. Think about, you already have low density hair, you see, so light hair product will work better, because what light product does is that it's lightweight, so it's not weighing your hair down. You are able to create volume, you see, volume and body on your hair, because heavy hair products like heavy butters, heavy gels, you see, they are just going to weigh your hair down. So imagine you already have low density hair and you go with heavy product. It's gonna make it obvious that it's gonna make your hair look like you have thin hair. So it's gonna look like you don't have a lot of hair on your head, you see. But if you find products that says volumizing, you see, those products, it's gonna help to create volume. Another way that you can create volume is by picking your hair. Basically, you take the comb, you see, and then you push the comb back. You see, it's like you are busy picking your hair, you see. In that way, it's gonna create volume on your hair. So for us, especially us with textured hair, how we create volume is like by you see, whenever you do a twist out and you are busy separating the hair, you see, that is like you are busy fluffing the hair out. It makes your hair more volume, you see, and also makes your hair look bigger, you see. Yeah, and then moving on to medium density. So with medium density, you get to choose between, do you want to, decrease the volume, or do you want to increase the volume? So the volume on your hair. So you get to, play around with heavy and light hair product, you see. So for example, this weave, if I want to make it look low density, you see, I should use mousse on it, you see, mousse. And yeah, have you noticed, like, especially with weaves, if for example it's like a tight curl, but then you go in with mousse, now all of a sudden it's a loose curl, you see. Yeah, so even like with our own hair, you see, we can do the same thing. So with medium density, you see, by adding volume, you should use mousse, you see those light hair products. And then to decrease the volume, heavy butters, you see, heavy mask, those things. And then with high density, the one thing that you have to keep in mind with high density is that you already have a lot of hair. If you go and use products that are lightweight, then what's gonna happen is you are gonna give your hair more volume, you see. So with high density hair, since you already have a lot of hair, you should focus on decreasing, you see, because if I go with heavy butters on this weave, you guys, I'm telling you, it's gonna look like I'm wearing, it's like I have a little tiny afro underneath the weave. You see, it's just gonna give the weave more volume, and we don't want that, you see. Because if you can see here, oh my word, it's a lot of hair. Now imagine it if it's your own hair, because most of the time, the problem I have with this is that it's a lot. So I have to focus on decreasing the volume. So the other thing that you have to keep in mind with like high density hair is that because you have a lot of hair, you see, especially here, you're gonna struggle detangling. So that's why with high density hair, you're gonna have to go and find a very good conditioner that have great slip, because you have a lot of hair. Make it easier on yourself, you see. The shampoo has to have a great slip, the conditioner has to have a great slip. You see, even like the products that you're using to moisturize, just make sure it makes your hair, it makes it easier for you to work your hair, you see. And yeah, if you don't want, because most of the time, have you seen people especially have textured hair, whenever they do a sleek ponytail, they use heavy, you see, like heavy gels and butter, you see. Yeah, so that is how you can care for your hair if you have high density hair. And the other thing that I forgot to mention with low density hair is that don't layer your products, because with our hair, we are taught that if you want the best moisture, then you should go and layer the products. You use a leave-in and then you go with a heavy butter, you see. So if already you have a low density hair, avoid doing that. So is it possible to change your hair density? And the answer is no. Because you can change the hair you are born with, but you can change, the appearance. You can change how it looks, but you can't change your hair. You see, so how you can improve, the density of your hair, what you can do is, first of all, you see, you should use products, that say strengthening, volumizing. I remember I watched this natural hair YouTuber. I'm gonna make a video about her. It's gonna be the very next video. She's like the OG when it comes to hair growth. She had long relaxed hair. Now she has like her hair past waist length in less than 5 years. So there was a time where she had protein overload. So what happened is her hair was very soft. Imagine she has very high density hair, but her hair got very soft. It was breaking off, you see. So what she did is she used a strengthening product, you see, to bring strength back to her hair. So it means that you can do something to the density of your hair, you see. So opt for volumizing and strengthening products. And then you can also do hair or scalp treatment, you see. And one scalp treatment that you can do, that I'm sure we all know of what it is, it's scalp massage. Because scalp massage, it encourages the hair follicles to grow. And also, like with the hair treatments that you can do is, for example, find mask that says it adds volume, you see, it adds movement, you see. Yeah. And then the other thing that you can do is you can go and look at what you are eating, because what you eat also impacts the quality of your hair. Because I know there are supplements you can take that can help you get thicken your hair, you see, help you to grow your hair. And also very important, wear the right protective style that works for your hair, you see. What's the point? You have very low density and then you do heavy hairstyles. That's why people end up damaging their scalp, because the hairstyle they do damages the hair, you see. So if you want to improve the density of your hair, also look at protective styles that you do. Let me know down in the comment section, what is your hair density and what is it that you are going to do to improve your density, and what is it that you learned from this video. So make sure to subscribe, and also turn on the bell notification so that you don't miss any future videos. And I hope that you watched my previous video where I talked about my hair growth game plan for this year. As you can see, I'm still in this protective style. If you watch this video, you know what's the plan that I have with my hair for this year, you see. So I really hope to see you in the next videos, and don't forget to subscribe.